So good evening once again to all of you and the dignitaries from IACC who has come all the way from Hyderabad to conduct a meeting of IACC. Just to inform you all, AP entrepreneurs should know what is IACC. For a long time we have not had any meeting in Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. Now I thought as an active member of IACC, we should have one meet here to introduce IACC to all our entrepreneurs in Visakhapatnam.
Now to start our session, IACC Visakhapatnam Networking Evening. To start our program, I request Mr. K. Ganesh Subudhi, Chairman of Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, AP and TS, to kindly give welcome remarks. Please, sir.
Thank you, Sheikha. Thank you, Narayan Garu. So, good evening, everyone. On behalf of Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, Andhra and Telangana, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all. I extend special welcome to Mr. Prashant from DGFT and Mr. Bipul Mishra from ECGC Limited. I also welcome and acknowledge the presence of Purna Garu, Ramkumar Garu, Srikanth Garu, Vijay Sai Garu, Chandrajit Garu, MV Narayan Rao Garu and Dr. M. Ramji. It takes this opportunity to convey special thanks to Mr. Brahmanandam Potru, Chairman and Managing Director of Welcome Hotel Devi Grand Bay for supporting IACC and sponsoring today's event. The object of today's program is to promote awareness about the vision and mission, objective and benefits of Indo-American Chamber of Commerce in Visakhapatnam. I would like to briefly talk about IACC. IACC is a 54-year-old apex body. It's a bilateral chamber synergizing Indo and US economic engagement. The major objective of IACC is to promote Indo-American business, trade and economic relations. IACC promotes bilateral trade, investment, technological transfer. It facilitates business collaborations, joint ventures, marketing tie-ups, and strategic alliances through a set of proactive business-oriented initiatives. IACC, Andhra and Telangana at Hyderabad serves to both the Telugu states. We regularly organize seminars and interactive meetings for our members. We closely work with the US Consulate, Hyderabad on various issues related to visas, trade barriers and other pertinent matters. We facilitate B2B meetings for inbound delegations from USA with the industry sector in India and arrange outbound delegations to USA in coordination with our partners in USA. IACC coordinates meeting with trade development missions for promotion of bilateral trade. Also works on advocacy and representation with government on behalf of Indian and American companies on policies and trade related matters. IACC actively participates in promoting trade, fairs, exhibitions both in India and USA. This year, IACC is organizing 4 outbound delegations to USA. IACC have 12 offices across India. Member in one location enjoy the same privileges and rights in other cities as well as to avail the benefits. So please visit IACC website www.iaccindia.com www.iaccindia.com for more details. Please feel free to write to me with your ideas and suggestions. With these words, I wish a very productive and fruitful session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your welcome remarks and very informative address. Now I request Mr. S. Purnachandra Rao, former National President of Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, to give the opening remarks. Please, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Dr. Ramkumar Rudrabatla, National Executive Council Member, IACC. Shri Vijay Sai Meka, National Executive Council Member, IACC. Shri Srikanth Badiga, Vice President, South India Council, IACC. Shri K. Ganesh, Chairman APTS, IACC, Shri Chandrajit Narra, Senior Member and Committee Member, South India Council, IACC, and Shri M.V. Narayan Ragaru, Senior Leader, and he is the main pillar here in Vizag for IACC. Shri Prabhakar Garu, Senior Leader of IACC, Mr. Victor Samuel, Local Leadership, and Shri Dorababu Garu, IACC Vizag Leadership, Shri Ramji Garu, Adjunct Professor, Andhra University, and Mr. Prashant Garu, DGFT, from DGFT, and good evening everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to participate in today's event. First, it marks the beginning of serious and major physical event to take IACC to next level in Andhra region. And over the years, most of the membership is coming only from Hyderabad. And now we want to, since we are a separate, Andhra Pradesh is a separate state now, I think we want to expand in Andhra Pradesh also. And there is no better place than Vizag in Andhra Pradesh to lead this activity. I'm glad we are conducting this program here today. Even though I settled in Hyderabad after my return from the United States, my heart always ponders in my home state, Andhra Pradesh. Before I became the national president of IACC, I always wanted to do a big event in Vizag during my presidential term, but unfortunately, COVID situation did not allow us to do that. Why business chamber with US is more prominent than any chamber with any other country? Because India and USA are often described as natural allies. This is because of our democracy and free trade. It is not an exaggeration to say that at least one member from all the families or immediate families of members present here today is in the US. IACC is the only bilateral chamber representing the business interests of the India and the United States. And like our chairman Sri Ganesh said, we have more than 1,600 members pan India and 54 years of existence, and spread over 12 locations, and also we have 3 business desks in India. Opportunities for companies from both countries to be partners in progress are abundant, and the potential to increase the bilateral trade and investment is significant. Being a membership-driven organization, we constantly strive hard to create a coherent approach in flagging pertinent issues related to Indo-US bilateral trade and investment opportunities, and to serve business interests of like-minded stakeholders representing both the countries. USA and India have a long journey ahead of working together and leveraging on huge reform measures that Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has taken under Atmanirbhar Bharat. The government is committed to being proactive and open to change. The potential between the two countries is phenomenal. As recently addressed by our Honorable Union Minister Shri Goyalji, the two countries are making excellent progress in forging strong bilateral partnership and trying to achieve, I think now our trade is a little less than $200 billion, and I think we are aiming at 500 USD by maybe in the next few years. I request all the non-members in this hall to join as members and take advantage of the organization. As our chairman Ganesh rightly mentioned, we maintain very close relation with the US Consulate, Hyderabad, and any problem we are also in touch with the commercial attaché to the US Consulate, and they will definitely respond to all queries, and they assigned a person to IACC to respond to any queries we have, and any appropriate request is always honored. Of course, we don't want to take undue advantage of our relationship with the US Consulate, but at the same time, any any appropriate request is always honored. That's our experience with them. So please take take advantage of the situation and the organization. And lot of effort went into this, and for that I must first congratulate Dr. Ramkumar and APTS team working under Shika, the Secretariat. This is the kind of enthusiasm IACC requires in all regions. I must also acknowledge the efforts of local leadership, Mr. Narayan Rao Garu especially, Prabhakar Garu, Dorbabu Garu and others. And we sincerely appreciate, sir, and I hope it will go to a different level soon. Our committee member and localite Rajgopal Garu is not here today due to his travel. I have to acknowledge that he is always forthcoming for all activities of IACC. Finally, let me finish my remarks by wishing IACC APTS leadership a grand success in their drive. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for very inspiring opening remarks. Now I request Dr. Ramkumar Rudrabhatla, Executive Council Member of IACC, to say a few words on path to business growth by IACC. Please, sir.
Good evening, all of you, and welcome. It's really heartening to note that the hall is full, and there are a lot of serious people as a part of this meeting. Right. Yeah. Now, let me share a few things about what this IACC means. See, first of all, IACC was constituted in 1968. Any bilateral trade between two countries are governed by certain norms. To put it very simply, you have the government-to-government relations, which are normally reviewed from time to time. It's a very dynamic process. You have the governments of United States and India do a lot of research in terms of the opportunities for bilateral trade. Two is government to business. Now, what is government to business? Take, for example, the recent purchase of the Boeing aircrafts from the American company by Air India. Now, that is government to business. The government really envelops this kind of a relationship, establishes it, and it's a big-time trade relationships between United States and India. Now, there is a third one where we are talking about, that is business to business relationship. That is, it's a question of compatible relationships between, Indian companies and the US companies. They can be small, medium, and large. Last but not the least is business to consumer. Many a time we misuse this particular nature of relationship as, we are exporters. No, you're exporting to a company or you're exporting to market in local markets in the United States. So there are a lot of segments within this kind of a bilateral trade. I'm not educating you. I'm just trying to highlight our expectations from various agencies, including Indo-American Chamber. Now, let me share a few things with you. The American consulate in India or the Indian consulates in America, if you think that they will promote business, you are sadly mistaken. Their business is not to promote trade. Their business is to create an ecosystem wherein the trade will grow. One. Two is, they work as facilitators for bilateral trade between India and United States. There are a lot of visits that American companies, government agencies of America keep coming to India. And likewise, a lot of Indian delegations keep visiting United States to call on their state governments or county governments or even, business councils. So I think we should really plug ourselves in correctly in terms of, where you will get the maximum advantage of a relationship with this kind of body like IACC, and then work in that direction for you to get results. It's just not membership that will get business to you. Number two, if you think that the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce will facilitate you to get a visa, I think it's a very wrong assumption. We don't promote visa regime. It is the government of the United States that gives visa as a part of the facilitation process to increase trade between India and the United States. I think let's get our perspectives right. Now, another common mistake we all make, not necessarily in cities like Visakhapatnam, but all over the world, is that we think America is a country. America is not a country, it's a continent. There are so many countries within this hemisphere, the American hemisphere, and United States is the leader for all these countries like Guyana, countries like Brazil, Nicaragua, a whole lot of countries. There are a lot of opportunities in all these countries. Their commercial division of the United States government does enormous amount of promotion of business even with these countries as a part of Indo-American trade. So that's another great opportunity where we can really, look at. And definitely the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, we will allow you to get linked up for these kind of interactions from time to time. Now, what we do is, as I mentioned to you, business to business. What is business to business? Let's get down to granular details. We encourage collaborations between Indian companies and US companies. We encourage investments either way. We look at technology transfers. We look at, export imports. So it is just not, it is not a very tunnel vision in terms of building a relationship within India and America, and we should not generalize it. Now, there are a lot of new markets opening up. There are a lot of new products that are coming into the surface in terms of exports as well as imports. Now, for example, let's look at a new segment that we are talking about. The growth of unicorns in India from the startup segment. We are now very shortly Indo-American Chamber of Commerce at the national level, and even at the Andhra Pradesh and Telangana level, we are making a very big road shows as far as startups and investors in startups are concerned. It will be a very professional activity, let me assure you. Some of the best brains of the country, some of the best unicorns of the country are going to join hands with us very shortly. Now, next is another area where we can talk about silent but a very fast growth segment is filmmaking. Did we ever think that filmmaking is a good revenue earner for India? Today it is. So what we are talking about from aircraft imports and servicing in India, that is aerospace related activities, to as mundane things as export of spices or filmmaking or startup relationships, there is such a huge scope in which each of us can collaborate by joining hands. And the more you give us the support, the more we will try to ensure that your membership of IACC is going to be value driven. So you have to help us to help yourselves. How do you help us? There's Ms. Shikha here, Ms. Shikha Sabharwal. Don't feel shy to get in touch with her at any time. Take your membership form, fill it up, write a check, give it to her, and there begins your journey with us. And I'm not talking sweet with you. We are very keen and looking at Visakhapatnam. Let's take a few examples of Visakhapatnam. Who has ever imagined that seafood exports from, look at the history of exports from Visakhapatnam. Now, many years ago, I'm talking about the 1960s and 70s, iron ore from Balidela was being exported to Japan. That's how the export orientation came into Visakhapatnam. Many of you may not even know that there was a Japanese township in Visakhapatnam. Many of you may not have known the Japanese were very large players in Visakhapatnam at one time. Now that has given way to multiple areas of exports. Now today, iron ore exports are being exported to United States, etc., etc. Now you have several ports along this east coast, which are also very keen on driving small ports into export and import, like the Gabon of Africa, etc., etc. So there is a great opportunity, and we are the drivers for that opportunity. So please don't look at it in a very segmented way. There are two ways in which you can really be a part of it. Be a part of IACC, drive the initiatives of IACC, lead the initiatives of IACC, and we can grow well. This is one part. Second part is you concentrate on your exports and tell us how we can support you in terms of building a relationship. As Mr. Ganesh has said, there are about 5 delegations which have gone from India to the United States. That's an eye-opener for a lot of industrialists. I know a lot of small-scale entrepreneurs from Hyderabad, the women entrepreneurs from Hyderabad. We know a lot of technology entrepreneurs from Pune who have traveled to the United States. They came back to say, oh, listen, this is one of the greatest things that's happened to us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can go on and on about the merits of IACC. And let me share something with you. I think you should flip a coin positively in favor of joining IACC. Let's promote ourselves, and all the best. And thanks for giving me an opportunity to express my views. And I must be excused because I'm not keeping too well. I'm not at the pink of my health today. And it's lovely to see all this. And I want to thank all the organizers who have done it a great success, and my friends who have come from all parts of the country, as well as Shikha, who has really done a lot of back office work. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for elaborating all the important points explaining about perspective of IACC. Now to go further, I request Mr. Shrikant Badiga, Regional Vice President, IACC of Southern Region, to kindly address the gathering, Indo-US Relations.
వెరీ గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ టు వన్ అండ్ ఆల్. ఈరోజు మనం ఇక్కడ కలిసి చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది. వచ్చిన ప్రముఖుల పేర్లు అందరూ ఒకటి రెండు సార్లు చదివేశారు, అందరికి సుపరిచితులు అందరూ. వైజాగ్లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరికీ కూడా ఇంకోసారి శుభ సాయంత్రం. ఐఏసీసీ ఏమేం చేస్తుంది, ఏం అభివృద్ధి చేస్తుంది మనకి, మన బిజినెస్లో కానీ మన కల్చరల్ రిలేషన్ ఏమేం చేయగలుగుతుందని చెప్పేసి గణేష్ గారు, మన పూర్ణ గారు, తద్వారా మన రామ్ కుమార్ గారు నాకు మాట్లాడడం ఏం లేకుండా మొత్తం మాట్లాడేశారు. కానీ నేను కూడా కొంచెం హోంవర్క్ చేసుకున్నాను. మాట్లాడడం చేసుకోవాలి కదా సార్. ఏంటంటే మనం గమనించవలసింది, యుఎస్ లోపల ఈరోజు అభివృద్ధి జరుగుతుంది ఇండియన్స్ మూలానంటే దాంట్లో దగ్గర 45 to 50% మన తెలుగువారే. నాతో పాటు ఎంతమంది ఏకీభవిస్తారు? అందరూ ఏకీభవించట్లే. ఐ థింక్ ఐ షుడ్ స్పీక్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ యాజ్ వెల్. ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ ట్రైంగ్ టు సే the Teluguites in the US are contributing to the growth of US in US. The ratio is close to 40 to 50%. I'm just trying, how many people agree with me? You're not agreeing. You're not agreeing. You don't agree with me. And just ask me to raise your line. చేతులు లేపండి బాస్, మన కోసం మనం చేతులు ఎవరు లేపుతారు? ఇంకా ఎక్కువ ఉందా? తప్పుగా చెప్పాను నేను. విల్ నాట్ అగ్రీ అంటే అది సంగతి. ఎనీ see what's happening is, after the bifurcation of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, including all the associations, they thought Hyderabad, I'm talking about export organizations and trade organizations, they shifted their head office to Hyderabad. And very few, they've been residual state laga, startup state laga, they're starting having offices. That's very bad actually. If you see the main development in the combined state also, when you talk about exports, ఎగుమతులు దిగుమతులు మాట్లాడినా కానీ, ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ మాట్లాడినా కానీ, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ పెద్దపీట వేసింది. ఇప్పుడున్న ప్రస్తుతం ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ఏ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్స్లో చూసుకున్నా కానీ, ఈరోజు ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ మన ఇండియా లోపల 5th లార్జెస్ట్ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్స్గా ఉంది. I don't know how many people know about that. Because I'm also into this Export Promotion Council. ద్వారా ఏం తెలిసిందంటే, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ is leading. If you can see, forget about what's happening in other grounds, so that you will not touch that. But what contributes is exports is doing really fantastically good. But at the same time, despite the kind of infrastructure the export businesses, when you talk about multilateral or bilateral relation between the countries like the Indo and the US, what you need is the fast movement of goods and services, for which you need a well-placed infrastructure, which we are lacking, which are supposed to develop. Despite of that, Andhra Pradesh is the 5th largest exporter in India. So what I'm trying to say is, this particular platform, Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, because today our meeting is restricted to Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, and given only 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes is over, I'm going to count within half an hour, another 30 seconds. See, this particular platform, Indo-American Chamber, would give you a better insight of what is happening in the US. See, it's not only, as Ram Kumar said, it's not only between two countries, but there are a lot of opportunities. Like American companies are coming and settle down, opening their shops in India. India being the captive is the largest populated country. They can also sell in India. They can also sail from India. All Asian countries, when you talk about other countries, now but at present, you have an American manufacturer associations or American any trade associations, they're based out of Singapore. Whereas we are trying to shift them to India, wherein they can also promote trade within the Asian region from India. That is what should be our motive. And I see there is more opportunities in Andhra Pradesh than in Telangana. Telangana, we have good number of companies as a members, all are elite members. See, this particular thing is not, we don't rush up with the members and we just like that. అంటే ఏంటంటే ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి ఇక్కడ మెంబర్షిప్లో కాకుండా ఆహ్వానంతో దిస్ మెంబర్షిప్ ఈజ్ త్రూ ఇన్విటేషన్. మీకు అంటే ఇట్ షుడ్ కాంప్లిమెంట్. మీరు ఐఏసీసీ మెంబర్ పలానా వాళ్ళు ప్రభాకర్ గారు మా దగ్గర మెంబర్షిప్ అయినా మాకు గౌరవం ఉంటుంది, ప్రభాకర్ గారు ఐఏసీసీ అన్నట్టు వారికి కూడా గౌరవం కల్పించాలి. అంటే అది ఎలా జరుగుతుందంటే సర్వీసెస్ త్రూ. మేము వాళ్ళకి ఎప్పుడైనా వాళ్ళకి ట్రేడ్ కానీ ఎటువంటి యూఎస్ ఈ సత్సంబాలు చేయడంలో దొరకడం ఇబ్బంది కలిగినప్పుడు వీఆర్ సపోజ్ టు బీ ఏ ఫ్రంట్. ఇది డెస్క్ వచ్చిందంటే పని అవుతున్నట్టుగా ఉండాలి. ఏదో ఇంత రామ్ కుమార్ చెప్పినట్టు ఇది వీసా కౌంటర్ కాదు ఇది. బట్ వీ గివ్ ఏ కనెక్ట్. ఎమర్జెన్సీ టైంలో మేము చాలాసార్లు స్టూడెంట్స్ కానీ హెల్త్ గ్రౌండ్ చాలామందికి కానీ ఐఏసీసీ ఆఫీసు చాలామందికి వీసాలు ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. ఎమర్జెన్సీ ఎస్ వీఆర్ హియర్ టు ఇంకా ట్రేడ్ మన డిస్కషన్స్ చేయాలన్నా కానీ ఇబ్బందులు ఉన్నా కానీ మినిస్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ అఫైర్స్ అండి, దీస్ ఆర్ ఆల్ డిఫరెంట్ థింగ్స్ విచ్ ద ఐఏసీసీ ఆఫీస్ విల్ ఫెసిలిటేట్. That is what you are supposed to look at it. How do this IACC complement your business? That is what you are supposed to see. So as and when we keep talking, so we'll keep interacting. We'll know about each other, about trades, and let us talk about policies in our next platform. We'll request Naran Rao Garu to have another interactive session. And before I miss out on something, you people might have observed that any council general who takes charge, they spend most of their time in Andhra Pradesh than in Telangana. They may be based out of Hyderabad, but if you can see the record for last 10 years, my observation is they spend most of the time in Andhra Pradesh because they see huge potential for the US business in Andhra Pradesh, for which every one of you should feel proud of you, and we clap for you. మీకు నేను చప్పట్లు కొట్టాల్సుకు మీరు కొట్టుకోండి మీరు ప్రస్తుతానికి. అంటే నేను చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే ఇది ఒక గౌరవమైన ప్రదేశం రీజియన్. ఏదో ఇదని చూసుకోకుండా మీరు మనం ఇక్కడి నుంచి డెవలప్ చేయాల్సిన చాలా ఉంది. ఈ రెండు విషయాలు, ఇంకోటి అంటే కన్సులేట్ జనరల్ గురించి ఒకటి చెప్పాం. రెండు ఏంటంటే అటాచీ, ద కమర్షియల్ అటాచీ ఆఫ్ ఏదైతే యుఎస్ ఉందో వారు కూడా దే ఆర్ రీసెంట్లీ సెలెక్ట్ మన దగ్గర ఇన్వెస్ట్ ఇండియా అని ఎలాగైతే వీ డూ అ ప్రమోషన్స్ టు అట్రాక్ట్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్స్ ఇన్ ఇండియా, దే హ్యావ్ సంథింగ్ లైక్ సెలెక్ట్ యూఎస్ఏ. సో దే కీప్ అరౌండ్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్ ఇండియా అండ్ టేక్ ద ఇన్వెస్టర్స్ అను డెలిగేషన్లకు తీసుకెళ్ళి చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. వారు కూడా మన చాలాసార్లు ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ కండక్ట్ చేయించి కన్సులేట్ ఆఫీసే కాకుండా కమర్షియల్ ఆఫీస్ చాలాసార్లు ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ కండక్ట్ చేయించి, అది కాకుండా మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ నో అబౌట్ హౌ ద బిజినెస్ రన్స్ ఇన్ ఇండియా, ఎస్పెషల్లీ గవర్నమెంట్ ఎకనామిక్ డెవలప్మెంట్ బోర్డ్ అని ఉంటుంది, ఈడీబీస్. ఐ రైట్ సార్? ఎకనామిక్ డెవలప్మెంట్ బోర్డ్స్ చాలా స్టేట్స్ నుంచి చాలా తరుణాల్లో బట్టి హైదరాబాద్కి రావడం జరిగింది. We as an delegation for sector-wise people, we've been keeping interacting. So almost like hundreds of meetings happened, in the last past. And in the for MEA Attache, like MEA Attache in Andhra Pradesh is like our passport officer. All MEA also. So they get invitations from the Congress people who come from the US. So IACC facilitates them for meeting all the sector business people. Educationalists, academicians. So you mentioned the sector. They first thing they look at IACC for collaborating with us to conduct all these meetings. So these are the things which are very, very futuristic for you people also, where we can have a very good global connect. So what I'm trying to say is, let us not just restrict Indo-American కాకుండా అమెరికా వాళ్ళు ఇక్కడ బేస్ చేసుకొని ప్రపంచంని పంపించేటట్టు చూసుకోవాలి. యాపిల్ చూసుకోండి, ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఇండియా లోపల స్థాపించుకొని ఇండియా లోపల మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చర్ చేసి దే గోయింగ్ టు సప్లై టు ద వరల్డ్. సో ఆ విధంగా మనము ప్లాన్ చేసుకొని మనము యూఎస్కి వెళ్తాం, దోస్ డేస్ ఆర్ గోన్. యూఎస్ వాళ్ళు ఇండియా వైపు ఎక్కువగా చూస్తున్నారు. సో వీ నీడ్ టు attract this talent, attract this technology and everything to US, investments coming into our own region and develop this region. So this is what I am looking at IACC, and my role as a South Indian, like my friends missed a small thing, they did mention, we work in 3 tiers. One is national, where Ram Kumar Garu, Purna Garu, Sai Garu and all these people are there. Second thing is regional, like Southern Council, all southern states, eastern states and all these things, regions wise ga meeku akkada office untundi. Tarvata state wise, like we have AP and Telangana. So it's high time. So these are 3 tier thing. Now what I feel is the kind of potential I can see in this particular hall, I'm sure very soon Andhra Pradesh will have another branch. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. మీరు ఒక్కరు తప్పట్లు కొడుతారు అప్పటి నుంచి. ఒక్కరు కొట్టట్లేదు, అప్పుడు నుంచి చూస్తున్న ఎవరు కొడుతాను ఆపుదామంటే స్పీచ్. చప్పట్లు కొడితే నేను స్పీచ్ ఆపుతా, నాకు అదొకటి ఉంది చూసుకోండి. చప్పట్లు కొడితే నేను స్పీచ్ ఆపుతా, చూసుకోండి మీరు. సో అనదర్ థింగ్ ఇస్, ఏపీలో బట్ ఎందుకు లేదు వైజాగ్లో బ్రాంచ్ అంటే మనకు ఒక ఫార్ములా ఏంటంటే ఒక 100 మంది ఉంటూనే బ్రాంచ్, లేకపోతే డెస్క్ అంటారు దాన్ని. ఈ డెస్క్లు గీసులు మనకు వద్దు మనకి ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్కి. నాకు కావాల్సి వస్తే మాకు బ్రాంచ్, మా డెస్క్ వద్దు. ఐమ్ టెలింగ్ షీకా ఆల్సో అండ్ మై నేషనల్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ మెనీ టైమ్స్ పూర్ణ గారు చెప్పారు, డెస్క్ ఏంటి సార్ మనకి, మన ప్రాంతంలో డెస్క్ ఏంటి సార్, మనకి ఇస్తే బ్రాంచ్ లెవెల్ ఇవ్వండి, లేకపోతే అది మీ చేతుల్లో ఉంది. 100 చేస్తారు, 200 చేస్తే మీ ఇష్టం. అది తమిళనాడు లోపల అక్కడికి చేసి 250 మంది ఉన్నారు వాళ్ళు. మనం తలా ఒక ముగ్గురు చేసుకున్నా కానీ టక్మన్ ఓవర్ నైట్లో చేసే కెపాసిటీ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్కి ఉంది. ఎంతండి, 1500. మన హోటల్కి వెళ్తే బిల్లు 1500 అయిపోద్దండి, 15,000 బిల్లు అవుద్దండి. మెంబర్షిప్ కట్టుకొని, ఇట్స్ నాట్ ద క్వశ్చన్ ఆఫ్ మనీ, ఇట్ ద క్వశ్చన్ ఆఫ్ ఓఆల్ కమింగ్ టుగెదర్. ఇట్లా అసోసియేషన్లో ఇంత మాట్లాడుతున్నామంటే ఇది ఒక ఫస్ట్ మీటింగ్. జస్ట్ ఇమాజిన్, ఒక కన్సల్టేట్ జనరల్, ఒక కమర్షియల్ ఆఫీసరు, ఒక సెనేటరు యూఎస్ఓలు వచ్చి స్టేజ్ మీద ఉండి మనతో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవుతే ఎలాగుంది ఒకసారి ఆలోచించుకోండి. సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఈస్ పాసిబుల్ విత్ ఐఏసీసీ. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ వీఆర్ హియర్ టు సీ. We with a great pride, we are taking the cause and we are the ambassadors of IACC. ఎందుకంటే గతంలో మేము కూడా వ్యాపారవత్తు, మేము దాన్ని ఏమంటారు, ఎవాంజలిస్టులు కాదు, మేము ఫాదర్ ఎవాంజలిస్ట్ కాదు. మేము మా స్వతహాగా మేము చేసే వ్యాపారంలో ఐఏసీసీలో కూడా మెంబర్షిప్ తీసుకున్నాక లాభపడ్డాం. కాబట్టి ఈరోజు వచ్చి మీ అందరికీ వీఆర్ టెల్లింగ్ దట్ యూ టు బికమ్ ఏ మెంబర్, యూ టు బికమ్ ప్రాస్పరస్ పీపుల్ లైక్ అని చెప్పడానికి వచ్చాము ఇక్కడ, అంతే. సో ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చి మీ అందరు నా స్పీచ్ ఓపిక ఇన్నందుకు మీ అందరు నేను దండం పెడుతున్నాను.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a very inspiring and wonderful speech and addressing all the members. Now we have our Executive Council member, very senior member, Mr. Vijay Sai Meka. I request Mr. Meka, Executive Council member of IACC, to kindly address the gathering. IACC and AP focus.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. సో అందరూ ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడుతున్నారు, నేను తెలుగులో మొదలు పెడదాం అనుకున్నా. నాకంటే ముందు శ్రీకాంత్ గారు మొదలు పెట్టేసి చెప్పారు. ఫస్ట్ ఇలాంటి అండ్ ఒక ఈవెంట్ని ప్లాన్ చేసి దీన్ని సక్సెస్ఫుల్ చేసినందుకు రామ్ కుమార్ గారికి, నారాయణరావు గారికి, ప్రభాకర్ గారికి అండ్ అదర్ మిత్రులందరికీ మా ఐఏసీసీ తరఫున అభినందనలు. సో శ్రీకాంత్ గారు మీకు అందరికీ ఒక ఛాలెంజ్ లాగా చెప్పారు. సో అతి త్వరలో, అంటే ఎంత తొందరగా వీలైతే అంత తొందరగా వైజాగ్లో మనకు ఒక బ్రాంచ్ రావాలి. అన్లైక్ తెలంగాణ, ఇప్పుడు మేమందరం తెలంగాణ ఉన్న ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన మాట్లాడాలంతా కూడా ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ప్రాంతానికి చెందిన వాళ్ళే. సో మా అందరికీ కూడా మేము అక్కడ ఉన్న ఇక్కడ ఒక బ్రాంచ్ లేదు అనేది ఎప్పటి నుంచో ఉంది. దాదాపు ఐ థింక్ కరోనా ముందు కూడా ఒకసారి వచ్చి ఇట్లా మాట్లాడి వెళ్ళాము, తొందరలో అయిపోతుంది అనుకున్నాం, మళ్ళీ తర్వాత అది వీలు కాలేదు. అంటే మన ఆంధ్ర ప్రాంత ప్రాముఖ్యత ఎంత ఉందంటే, ఇండియాలో ఇప్పుడు అమెరికన్ కాన్సులేట్ జనరల్ హైదరాబాద్లో పెట్టారు. అది ఎందుకు పెట్టారంటే, చంద్రబాబు గారు ఉన్న టైంలో ఇక్కడున్న పొటెన్షియల్ చూసి ఆ టైంలో వాళ్ళు ప్లాన్ చేసి, బికాజ్ వాళ్ళు సడన్గా మన పొలిటీషియన్స్ లాగే వాళ్ళు అనుకుంటారు రేపు అనౌన్స్ చేసి 10 సంవత్సరాలు మొదలు పెట్టరు. వాళ్ళు ఫండింగు అదంతా ప్లాన్ చేసుకొని ఎప్పుడైతే కంప్లీట్ అవుతున్నప్పుడు అనౌన్స్ చేసి కంప్లీట్ చేస్తారు. సో అంత పొటెన్షియల్ ఉంది కాబట్టి హైదరాబాద్లో అమెరికన్ కాన్సులేటు 340 మిలియన్, అంటే మన రూపీస్లో చూస్తే 2500 crores ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేసి ఒక కాన్సులేట్ జనరల్ పెట్టారు. అంటే మన ప్రాంతానికి ఉన్న ప్రాముఖ్యత, మన దగ్గర ఉన్న పొటెన్షియల్ వాళ్ళకి అర్థమైంది కాబట్టి అంత పెద్ద సెటప్ పెట్టారు. అంటే అది ఆంధ్ర ప్రాంతానికి చెందాల్సింది, బట్ తొండి చేసి వాళ్ళు లాక్కున్నట్టు ఇప్పుడు మన తెలంగాణ విడిపోయింది కాబట్టి అది అక్కడికి వచ్చింది. బట్ మేజర్ పొటెన్షియల్ అమెరికాలో ఇండియాకి వచ్చే డాలర్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ కానీ ఏదైనా మెజారిటీ ఈజ్ కమింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ బికాజ్ ఆఫ్ తెలుగుస్. చాలా ప్రాంతాల్లో, అంటే మీకు అక్కడ బిగ్గెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది బిగ్గెస్ట్ యూఎస్ కంపెనీస్కి ఇప్పుడు మన వాళ్ళు సీఈఓలుగా ఉన్నారు. సో వాళ్ళని అమెరికాకి ఇచ్చిన అంత మందే, అంటే ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ది. సో అటువంటి ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో ఇప్పటివరకు అంటే మనకు ఒక ఛాంబర్ లేకపోవటం దురదృష్టకరం. సో అది మీరందరూ గుర్తుపెట్టుకొని మీ అందరి ప్రోత్సాహంతో ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్కి ఇంకొక ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఉంది. మనం 3 బ్రాంచ్లు పెట్టుకోవచ్చు. వైజాగ్, విజయవాడ, తిరుపతి 3 చోట్ల ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ పొటెన్షియల్ ప్లేస్ టు స్టార్ట్ బ్రాంచెస్. ఎందుకంటే మనకి ఎంటర్ప్రెన్యూర్ స్కిల్స్ ఎక్కువ. ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ వాళ్ళకి ఎక్కడున్నా కూడా ఎంటర్ప్రెన్యూర్ స్కిల్స్ ఎక్కువ. అంటే మనం పైకి రావాలి, సొంత వ్యాపారాలు చేయాలి అనే ఒక ఎంటర్ప్రెన్యూర్ స్కిల్స్ ఉంది. అది హైదరాబాద్లో మేము ఉన్నప్పుడు మా తెలంగాణ మిత్రులు కూడా చెప్తూ ఉంటారు, మీ అందరికీ ఎంటర్ప్రెన్యూర్ స్కిల్స్ ఎక్కువ. హైదరాబాద్లో కూడా చాలామంది ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ నుండి బిజినెస్ చేస్తున్నారు. సో అసలు అసోసియేషన్లో ఎందుకు చేరాలి అంటే, ఇండో అమెరికన్ ఛాంబర్ ఆఫ్ కామర్స్ వల్ల ఉపయోగం ఏంటి, దీంట్లో ఎందుకు చేరాలి? జనరల్గా ఎనీ అసోసియేషన్, నేను ఒక బిల్డర్ని హైదరాబాద్లో నారెడ్కో, మాది నేషనల్ రియల్ ఎస్టేట్ డెవలప్మెంట్ కౌన్సిల్, దాంట్లో సెక్రటరీ. ఈ అసోసియేషన్లో చేరడం వల్ల బిజినెస్ చేసుకున్న వాళ్ళ ఉపయోగం ఏంటంటే, మనకి కొత్త పాలసీలు గవర్నమెంట్ దగ్గర నుంచి జీవోస్ వస్తాయి, కొత్త పాలసీలు వస్తాయి, వీటి గురించి తెలుసుకోవటం. తర్వాత మామూలుగా మీరు ఎవరినన్నా వెళ్ళి కలవాలంటే మీకు ఇంటర్వ్యూలు కూడా రావు. సో ఇట్లాంటి ప్రదేశాలకు వస్తే, ఇప్పుడు శ్రీకాంత్ గారు కానీ, రామకుమార్ గారు, పూర్ణ, ఇలాంటి వాళ్ళు మీరు మామూలుగా కలవాలంటే కష్టం. ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళు ఇన్ దేర్ ఓన్ వే దే ఆర్ బిజినెస్. గణేష్, సో ఇలాంటి వాళ్ళతో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు, వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుంచి మీరు కొత్త విషయాలు తెలుసుకోవచ్చు. అండ్ నెట్వర్కింగ్ కూడా బాగా మనకు వస్తుంది. మీ బిజినెస్లో కొత్త పోకళ్ళు ఎక్కడున్నాయి, కొత్త అవకాశాలు ఎక్కడున్నాయి, ఇట్లాంటిది అసోసియేషన్లు ఉంటే అసోసియేషన్ల ద్వారా చాలా బిజినెస్ ప్రమోషన్ మీటింగ్స్, నెట్వర్క్ మీటింగ్స్, ఇన్బౌండ్ డెలిగేషన్ వచ్చినప్పుడు వాళ్ళతో మీరు ఇంటరాక్ట్ అయ్యే అవకాశం. అమెరికాలో కొత్త ప్రదేశాల్లో ఏ వ్యాపారం చేయొచ్చు, ఎక్కడెక్కడ ఆపర్చునిటీ ఉన్నాయి, ఇలాంటివన్నీ తెలుసుకోవడానికి బాగుంటుంది. అండ్ వై ఓన్లీ అమెరికా అంటే, మనకి యాజ్ ఐ సెడ్ ఆర్లియర్, ఇండియా నుంచి మనకి మ్యాక్సిమం బిజినెస్ ఎక్స్పోజర్ కానీ, ఇక్కడ వాళ్ళు అక్కడ ఉండి అక్కడ వాళ్ళు ఇక్కడ రావటం కానీ, అక్కడ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి బిజినెస్ ప్రమోషన్ చేయటం కానీ, బిజినెస్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ అంటే చాలా ఎక్కువ ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు అమెరికాలో తెలుగుస్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటే అక్కడ కొన్ని ప్రదేశాలు అసలు తెలుగు ప్రదేశంలాగా ఉంటుంది. హోటల్స్ దగ్గర నుంచి చాలా వాటిలో అక్కడ బిగ్గెస్ట్ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ బిజినెస్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి. జ్యువెలరీ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ ప్రమోషన్, జ్యువెలరీ ఉంది. తర్వాత స్పైసెస్, ఇట్లాంటి చాలా ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి అమెరికాకి. ఎందుకంటే లార్జెస్ట్ తెలుగు పాపులేషన్ ఉంది కాబట్టి. సో అందుకని ఏంటంటే, ఇండో అమెరికన్ ఛాంబర్ ఆఫ్ కామర్స్లో మెంబర్ అయితే మీకు బిజినెస్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ కూడా చాలా ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి. నేను ఇందాక చెప్పా కదా, నేను బిల్డర్నని. మామూలుగా మేము ప్రాపర్టీస్ మీరు అందరూ కూడా కొనుంటారు. ప్రాపర్టీ కొన్నప్పుడు మనం సేల్ డీడ్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేస్తాం. సేల్ డీడ్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేసినప్పుడు సేల్ డీడ్లో మనకి బ్యాలెన్స్ పేమెంట్ ఏమైనా రావాల్సి వస్తే దాంట్లో వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుంచి చెక్కులు తీసుకొని, చెక్కులు ఫ్యూచర్లో వాళ్ళు పేమెంట్లు ఇస్తారని చెప్పి రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేసేస్తాం. చేసినప్పుడు అంటే నేను బిజినెస్లోకి వచ్చినాక 10 సంవత్సరాలుగా నాకు తెలిసిన విషయం ఏంటంటే, నేనేమనుకున్నానంటే, ఆ చెక్కులు కనుక డిఫాల్ట్ అయిపోతే, అంటే బ్యాంకులో కనుక ఫెయిల్ అయిపోతే డాక్యుమెంట్ ఇన్వాలిడ్ అయ్యిద్దు అనుకునేవాడు నేను. ఆ సేల్ డీడ్ ఇన్వాలిడ్ అవుద్ది అని ఒక ఉద్దేశం అందరికీ, చాలామందికి, విచ్ ఈజ్ రాంగ్. చెక్కు రిటర్న్ అయినా కూడా డాక్యుమెంట్ ఇన్వాలిడ్ అవ్వదు. సో మీరు విడిగా ఆ డాక్యుమెంట్ వ్యాలిడే, మీరు విడిగా బ్యాంకుకి వెళ్ళి స్పెసిఫిక్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ కోసం బ్యాంకు కాదు, కోర్టుకి వెళ్ళి డబ్బులు తెచ్చుకోవాలి. అతని ప్రాపర్టీ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అయిపోద్ది. మీరేమో అతని దగ్గర డబ్బుల కోసం కోర్టుకు వెళ్ళాలి, మీకు ఎప్పటికి వస్తే తెలియదు. ఇది చాలా చిన్న విషయం. కాకపోతే నాకు అసోసియేషన్లో ఉండటం వలన చాలా సంవత్సరాల తర్వాత ఎవరో ఒక మిత్రుడు మాకు మీటింగ్లో చెప్పడం వల్ల తెలిసినాయి. సో ఇట్లాంటి చాలా, అంటే అసోసియేషన్కి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇట్లాంటి చాలా ఉపయోగాలు ఉంటాయి. ఎప్పుడు మనం బిజీగా ఉంటాము, మనం ఇప్పుడు అసోసియేషన్కి వెళ్తాం, మనకేంటి అక్కడ పని అనుకుంటాం. బట్ అది చాలా ఉపయోగం. సో ఇక్కడ చాలామంది లోకల్ మెంబర్స్ వచ్చారు. మీ అందరూ ఏంటంటే, జనరల్గా మేము హైదరాబాద్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఒకసారి మా మీటింగ్కి కేటీఆర్ గారు వచ్చారు. మీరందరూ ఇక్కడే చేస్తున్నారండి, మీరు అదర్ ప్లేసెస్కి ఎందుకు వెళ్ళరు, అదర్ ప్లేసెస్ నుంచి ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి బిజినెస్ చేసుకుంటున్నారు, మీరందరూ హైదరాబాద్కే కన్ఫైన్ అయిపోతున్నారు అని. సో అట్లాగే మీకు కూడా వన్స్ యూ బికమ్ ఏ మెంబర్, మీకు ఇండియాలో కూడా వేరే ప్లేసెస్లో ఆపర్చునిటీ ఉండొచ్చు, అదర్ కంట్రీస్లో కూడా వేరే ప్లేసెస్ ఆపర్చునిటీ ఉండొచ్చు. సో మీ అందరినీ ఇండో అమెరికన్ ఛాంబర్ ఆఫ్ కామర్స్ ద్వారా కోరేది ఏంటంటే అతి త్వరలో మీరందరూ మెంబర్లుగా చేరి, మేము యాక్చువల్గా టు బిగిన్ విత్ డెస్క్ అనుకున్నాం. ఇప్పుడు శ్రీకాంత్ గారు అది చాలా షేమ్ఫుల్ అంటున్నారు. అందుకని డెస్క్ అనేది కూడా మర్చిపోయి ఒక బ్రాంచ్ అంటే మాట్లాడుకుని వెళ్ళిపోతే మళ్ళీ మనకి ఇది ఎప్పుడవుతుందో తెలియదు. ఒక డేట్ అనుకుని నెక్స్ట్ 2 months 3 months అనుకుని ఆ 3 months లోపు కనుక బ్రాంచ్ స్టార్ట్ చేయగలిగితే మేమందరం మళ్ళీ వస్తాము. ఒక గ్రాండ్ ఓపెనింగ్తో బ్రాంచ్ స్టార్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. మోస్ట్లీ ఆ బ్రాంచ్ కనుక ఓపెనింగ్ అయిపోతే అమెరికన్ కాన్సులేట్ జనరల్ కూడా మేము ఇన్వైట్ చేస్తాం ఇక్కడికి. మా మీటింగ్స్కి వాళ్ళు అక్కడ రెగ్యులర్గా వస్తూ ఉంటారు హైదరాబాద్లో. కొత్త కాన్సులేట్ జనరల్ వచ్చినప్పుడు కూడా మేమందరం వెళ్ళి వాళ్ళని కలిసి వీ విల్ ఎక్స్చేంజ్ వ్యూస్. మా దగ్గర నుంచి కూడా ఇన్పుట్స్ తీసుకుంటూ ఉంటారు. అంటే ఇక్కడ కొత్తగా ఇన్పుట్స్ అంటే కొత్త పొటెన్షియల్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో ఆపర్చునిటీ ఉంది, తెలంగాణలో ఆపర్చునిటీ ఉందనేది వాళ్ళు కూడా మా దగ్గర నుంచి ఇండో అమెరికన్ ఛాంబర్ ఆఫ్ కామర్స్ ద్వారానే ఇన్పుట్స్ తీసుకుంటూ ఉంటారు. రెగ్యులర్ ఇంటరాక్షన్స్, మా మీటింగ్స్కి వస్తారు. వాళ్ళ తర్వాత యుఎస్ ఇండిపెండెన్స్ డే అని ఉంటుంది. యుఎస్ ఇండిపెండెన్స్ డేకి మేమందరం వెళ్తాం. మేము తెలుగు న్యూ ఇయర్, తెలుగు సంవత్సరం రోజున వాళ్ళని ఇన్వైట్ చేస్తాము. ఇట్లా కొన్ని సాంస్కృతిక కార్యక్రమాలు చేస్తూ ఉంటాం. సో కొత్త డెలిగేషన్ వచ్చినప్పుడు వాళ్ళని కలిసే అవకాశం కూడా మీకు ఉంటుంది. సో ఇవన్నీ దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని అతి త్వరలో మీరందరూ అంటే లోకల్ మెంబర్స్ అందరూ కృషి చేసి అతి త్వరలో బ్రాంచ్ ఓపెన్ చేసి ఆంధ్రులు ఆరంభసూరులు కాదు అనేది ప్రూవ్ చేసి 3 బ్రాంచ్లు అంటే మీ బ్రాంచ్ స్ఫూర్తితో విజయవాడ, తిరుపతి కూడా బ్రాంచ్ వచ్చేటట్టు డెఫినెట్గా మేము ట్రై చేస్తాం. సో నాకు ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చినందుకు మీ అందరికీ కృతజ్ఞతలు. మరొకసారి ఇటువంటి ఒక ప్రోగ్రాం అరేంజ్ చేసినందుకు రామ్ కుమార్ గారికి, నారాయణరావు గారికి, అదర్ మిత్రులకు అందరి తరఫున అభినందనలు. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for very inspiring address. Now I request Mr. Prashant from DGFT to kindly address the members. I think we have requested Mr. Ramesh be Joint Director General for Foreign Trade, and because of some exigency he was not able to come, but Mr. Prashant will address the gathering.
Good evening to one and all. It's a great time for me to be in this session. From DGFT, everyone knows about the role of DGFT. I will want to share a few things about DGFT. Directorate General of Foreign Trade. It's a attached body to the Department of Commerce under the Ministry of Commerce and Industries. DGFT plays a role of facilitator to its promotes the export promotion and also the trades in India. Before Mr. Srikanth sir told about the potential that we have in Andhra Pradesh to implement the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, converting each district into an exporter. So the DGFT Visakhapatnam also published a booklet called the DEH. It's about the districts of export of converting every district in Andhra Pradesh. That means the 26 districts we have in Andhra Pradesh. So we identified 2 to 3 products which have export potential. The potential that the products to have its competitiveness in the overseas market. If possible, I will share the short copy with Mr. Narayan sir so that you can have it. Especially in that booklet, we publish the district profile, industry profile, and what are the products that we have the export potential in each districts, and also the DGFT looking to implement its export potential of India from its growth level. Earlier we have central government only deals with the export promotion, but this year on 1st April, DGFT launches a foreign trade policy 2023 which collaborations with the state and the districts to update its and developments its routes from the root level, from the district level. So we are focusing on that, converting each district into an export hub. For every district, we identify 2 to 3 products which have the capability to export it from its origin. If we coming seen to Visakhapatnam, we identified the pharmaceutical products as well as the marine sea products, health services and the pharmaceutical in Vizag. And also to implement the district export hub, the Director General of Foreign Trade, it implements the vision of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi in a phased manner. So that at the first phase, they selected out of 750 districts in India, they shortlisted 75 districts from India. Out of that 75 districts, 3 districts from Andhra Pradesh had been shortlisted to convert every district into an export hub. From Andhra Pradesh, the Visakhapatnam, East Godavari and the Guntur districts has been selected. We are promoting various expo promotion organizations as well as this buyer-seller meets and handholdings and information to every manufacturer as well as the exporters. So we are looking in the first stage development. We are converting so many products that we have globally have intentions to meet the competitiveness in the overseas market. For that, DGFT have given published a brief profile regarding those manufacturing. Earlier we have one district, one product. So that DGFT has been from 2017 to 2019, I think. One district, one product. We have been taken in initiatives. So we have seen so many developments in that initiative. After that, 2019, in the Independence Day speech, converting every district into an export hub, so that we are merge the one district, one product into this, converting districts into export hubs. So we are looking forward to everyone saying already Mr. Srikant sir told us, every district in Andhra Pradesh has a potential to meet its competitiveness in the overseas market. We are looking very forward. And also from DGFT, they have very different schemes from time to time. They are to the meet the competitiveness in the overseas market. They are changing the schemes from the local to the global. And also we have Atmanirbhar Bharat, and also we have so many schemes. From DGFT, I would like to share a few schemes. Advance authorization scheme has been. And also we have export promotional capital goods schemes, which gives a boost to the local exporters and as well as the manufacturers also. So if I would like to share some views on these initiatives, because converting districts into export hubs is the main motive of DGFT, to convert every district into export hub, so that by the end of 2030, the DGFT is looking that in export promotions, we are going to reach $2 trillion USD dollars. From in this financial year 2013, they projected $760 billion still now. So it's a privilege that DGFT looking forward to convert India into an export hub. We are already knows that it's an emerging country. So by concentrating and linking all the dots, so DGFT looking forward to convert every district from to strengthen its products from the grassroots levels. And we also like to share with Narendra Rao sir the short copy of every regarding the district export hubs, so that every one of you get the what the district profile and the industry profile from every district, and identified products which have a capability to meet its competitiveness in the overseas market, and also about the schemes that DGFT provides, and also from the new foreign trade policy, from its changes its origin from incentives. Earlier we gave from DGFT we give incentives to the exporters. From that incentives we changed it to the remissions. So there is a lot of changes in the foreign trade policies, and we are looking forward to expand and develop its infrastructure in e-commerce too. We are changing the value from 5 lakhs to the 10 lakhs to the consignment through e-commerce, and we also developing some e-commerce apps and also Daggar Nirnyat Kendras, so that the foreign post office is also linked to the Indian government. Yes, sir. For that, from the DCFT, Visakhapatnam, we are ready to give every help from our side to become the export promotion, not only in these products, in also various this state, especially the Visakhapatnam has a very capability in its products. So we are very thankful for giving an opportunity for me to interact with you, and we are so. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prashant, for sharing the initiatives, schemes, and the work that DGFT is doing. And the links which he has mentioned, we'll share with all the guests out there with us today. Now I request Mr. Bipul Mishra from ECGC Limited. He's a branch manager, to kindly say a few words.
Good evening, one and all, and thank you, Narayan Rao sir and IACC for giving me this opportunity to be present in this August gathering. The first thing I would like to say, as sir said, the contribution of Telugus. That time I did not agree with him, because I think it's not only more than 40 to 50%, because I have been here in Visakhapatnam for the last 18 months, and I haven't found a single home wherein their relatives or their son, daughter, anyone is not based in US. Secondly, being in ECGC, we cover the risk of exporters and bankers. And I haven't found any exporter whose more than 70 or 80% export is not going to US. They are mainly doing in the US. As we said in the earlier thing, that Indian economy need to grow. And the government has set a target of $3 trillion for exports by 2030. And it can be achieved only if we increase our exports. As rightly said, we ECGC are placed in different branches in different states. We have in Andhra and Telangana, we have 3 branches. In Andhra, we have in Visakhapatnam and Guntur. In Telangana, we have Hyderabad. Yes, it's rightly said that Visakhapatnam has more exposure and has more benefits in exporting because of the harbor which is nearby, the port which Visakhapatnam and Kakinada both are having. So it's always, if you want to rise, if you want to grow, if you want to make the country shine, it is the foreign currency that you need to increase in your country. Only then the country will rise. And for foreign currency to increase, you need to increase the exports. We, as an ECGC, over the last more than 65 years, have been helping out exporters to do their business in a free way, wherein they don't feel any fear of non-payment by the overseas buyer. As I was listening over the last 4 or 5 speakers, IACC organizes the meetings between B2B. But then, at times it could happen that because of the reasons, means not knowingly, unknowingly there are certain situations, like take for example the bank, failure of the 2 major banks, the Signature Bank and the Silicon Valley Bank. If, God forbid, any buyer who is having an account with those banks is about to make you a payment and the bank fails. So it's not the buyer who didn't want to make you pay, but it's the failure of the bank that now he cannot make a payment to you. So at that time, we as an ECGC are there to rescue you. We are there to cover all the risk. Maybe the default of the buyer, maybe the insolvency of the buyer, or maybe the default of the bank, the buyer's bank, or the insolvency of the bank, or even the major, in countries like US or European, what are the major risks that we face is that the goods, when it reaches the port, because of the demand, which may have gone down, the buyer refuses to take the delivery of the goods. Now the question comes on you is what to do with the goods. Whether you are going to bring it back or if it's a customized to a particular buyer, it's of no use to you. So you will have to discard it, you will have to throw it, or you will have to just sell it as a scrap. So there's the loss that you are going to incur. So that loss is also covered by us. We take care of any losses that you may have during your export transactions. The moment your bill of lading is generated, from there till the payment is made, we are there to take care of you. Yeah, in between there could be certain things like during the voyage, there could be that damage to the vessel or damage to the ship. Those are covered by marine insurance. But anything related to the payment that you are fearing may not come to you, we as an ECGC are there. Latest in the last week of March, we have paid a claim, a huge claim of around 15 crores in Visakhapatnam. Before that, in January, we have paid a claim of around 1 crore to one of the exporters in Srikakulam. Today, again, yesterday evening, we got a message that one of our exporters in Srikakulam has suffered a huge loss. So from today morning, I was in Srikakulam just to trying to cool him down, that since you are a policy holder, you need not worry, you will get the payment. Likewise, if you think like rice, basmati rice, the major name that comes in your mind is India Gate. We paid a claim of around 28 crores to India Gate basmati rice in Feb, just to help them out to continue in their business. So, IACC, even I was not aware before I met Narayan Rao sir, when he came to my office and we had a good discussion. And I told him that if this is the right way to make people come into the business, and the fear of payment, if there is any fear of payment that you are fearing, that yes, because that is the biggest fear that most of the exporters here have. Rather, not exporters, any one entrepreneur who is doing a very good amount of business, because we could find out in Autonagar, there are many entrepreneurs who are having turnovers in crores, but they fear to do the exports, and the fear is because of money. So on this platform, I'd like to allay all those fears. Trust us, we as an ECGC are always there to take care of all the risks that are associated with your payments. And thank you once again for giving us, yes sir. Yes. Yeah, we are 100% Government of India under Ministry of Commerce. No, we don't insure the products. We insure the payment that is due on the
I
products.
meant only product related.
Services also.
Services.
Services also.
So including IT services?
Yes.
Oh, really?
We-
And usually, in terms of percentage, what is the premium?
Sir,
approximate?
the premium depends on the terms of the payment on the country. Like for US, the premium starts from 23 paisa per rupees 100 and goes on to 55 paisa per rupees 100, depending on the period. If you have
But it is less than 1%, obviously.
Yeah, it's less than 1% at the maximum.
Okay.
And we cover most of, means all the countries, not most of the countries, we cover all the countries. Even the Ukraine and Russia, they are at wars with each other. We are covering those countries also.
Thank you. It's a real good information. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Sir, I have another question. So is it automatic or whoever exports, they have to get a policy from you?
No, we have different type of policies. So suppose you have a multiple exports to a single buyer. So what we say, we give you a policy for a value of a period of 1 year. You just need to take the policy before you start exporting. The moment you export, if you have a policy, all the shipments during the next 1 year are covered with us. Or if you wish, we have policy from a single shipment. If you don't want to wish all your cover, you want to cover only one particular shipment, we cover that also. If you want to cover only one buyer in a particular country, we cover that also.
So
Any
it
single
is
buyer.
no questions asked payment, or is there any scrutiny?
No, we do that. We do that. Suppose you come to us and you say, I have a buyer in US and I want to cover all my shipments to that country, to that buyer. So what we do a due diligence on the buyer. We'll take an application fees and the advance premium from you, because the advance premium is the mandate given by IRDA. Now they have mandated that any risk that has to be covered, the premium should be paid in advance, only then we can cover that risk. So we do the buyer's due diligence and will issue you the policy.
So what are the percentage of exports covered by you?
As of now, we are covering around 28% exports.
Very low. So
Yes,
because
it's
we
very
heard so
low.
many
No,
times,
because-
so
no,
many
no.
and exporters actually failed miserably because they didn't get any money
No,
back.
no, but there are certain items which we cannot cover, like petroleum. Petroleum is the major export commodity from India. So that we cannot cover. Like gas. So those are again we cannot cover. So out of the total covered, means whatever is the insurable business, that we do. So insurable business, we cover around 60%. If we take a total as a whole exports, we are around 28%.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And this is one of the advantages of joining IACC. You will come to know a lot of this.
See, I brought ECG here to give you detailed information about your export. Risk factor is totally reduced for you. It is security plus risk. If there is any risk, they will come to rescue operation. They'll pay you the money. You take a policy. So I want all of you to become a member in IACC, please. My sincere request, make a chapter for Andhra Pradesh. So we have to work. All of us to work to get a chapter. Without your support, we can't have a chapter here. So within the short time you all have come here and given us the support to me, I thought I have to do this. So I'm very happy, very good gathering. My IACC members, leaders are also very happy. And I request all of you, we'll have much more nice meeting, be a member in IACC and start doing export. For all your export information, I'm here to help you out. FIUO is with us, and even the DGFT is with us, and ECG is with us. So all these three body will give you very good support. Thank you.
Now we are coming at the conclusion of the session, but I request all the guests who have joined after starting of our program, if they can kindly share their visiting card or contact details. Because we keep on doing webinars and other programs, and it is easy for us to send you the invitations for the program. So if your details are there with the IACC, then we can share our programs with you. So I'll be sharing the membership details through email and requesting for the documents to be filled up, the membership form and the other documents, and then we'll forward to the scrutiny committee. And after the approval, again after 10-15 days, we'll get back to you with the membership certificate. But my request is that first we'll request for all the documents and then I'll share the bank details for payment. Payment is not important. First is important is that whether a firm, company or any proprietor business, so we need all the documents, because without documents we don't get approval from the Executive Council, National Executive Council. So my request is that I have all the email IDs, I'll share the membership details. Kindly send the scan copies of the documents and the application form. All the documents should have initial and the membership form should be signed. And if you have any queries, my details are there. I'll send my details and the visiting card is also there. So kindly get in touch with me, and if you have any expectations from IACC, you can discuss with me, the leadership, and I am there to help in any of the ways that within the policies of IACC we can help. And to conclude the program, yes please. So basically we have in IACC, one is the patron membership and the other is the ordinary membership. In patron membership, my presentation almost all the leaders have covered. So if you want, I'll explain. But the main categories I'll explain. The patron membership is, one is a lifetime, which is 5 lakhs plus GST, 18%. And the other is 10 years, which is 2 lakhs plus GST. Then we have ordinary membership, in which category A is for sole proprietorship and individual. So basically individual is generally for the people who are not into business, profession, or if they are retired and all. So category A is sole proprietor and individual. Category B is sole proprietor or company or firm with a turnover of 0 to 20 crores. This is a starting category where from 0 crores to 20 crores, if a company or a firm has a turnover, then they come into B category. And the C category is for the companies or firms who are having turnover from 20 crores to 100 crores. Then we have a D category where the firm or the company, if they have a turnover more than 100 crores. So these are the 4 categories. A category, the fee is 11,000. B category is the fee is 18,000. C category is fee is 25,000. And D category is 35,000. So all the fees is along with 18% GST. And when the members take membership, the first time fee is the registration fee of rupees 5,000. This is one time fee only. And then annually don't have, when you renew, it's only the annual membership fee that you have to pay. And for association, any association if they like to take, it's 10,000 rupees fee plus GST. For any association if they, because whatever programs they can extend to their members, and these are the basic categories. So if you have any questions. Yeah, we have additional membership also. I think we have members who are already there with the Bangalore branch and they are attending today's program. So the additional membership is when if you have main membership in Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore or anywhere else, and you want to, you can take additional membership in Hyderabad, Telangana and AP branch, which help the branch officers or the officials to network within the IACC membership and attend all the programs and get the opportunity to attend all programs and meet leadership and take advantage of networking. Any questions? So if while filling the form, if you have any problem, any question, or your team face anything, or if you like to connect the team with me, please give my number and they can connect and I will help them to fill the forms and everything. Yes, sir. So I think I have explained about pattern membership. We have 2 categories, 10 years and full. Yeah, this is a financial year from 1st April till 31st March. So if you take membership now, it will go to 31st March 2024. And the renewal is from next April every year. Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi. This is Sridhar, and current State President of IT Association of Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
And I would like to know more details about, like you mentioned, like association membership.
Yes, sir.
So I would like to know more details how we can actually have collaboration and what are the other criteria.
Yeah, so for association membership, sir, the association like IT association, they take membership of IACC. So when we are doing programs, you can circulate to your members. And any association, they can become members. We have some required documents that we request for that.
Yeah.
And I'll send the details of all that.
Please share the details. Definitely we'll discuss in the internal committee and then we'll come back to you.
Sure, sir. I hope you have shared your card there.
Yeah. Narendra Garu is having my number.
Fine,
and even Ramji Garu is having my number.
Sure. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Any other questions, please?
Yeah, sure. In fact, like we are I think IT industry is probably the second highest export from the AP. Though government officials say 1,000 crores and all, as per our calculation, it is about 5,000 to 6,000 crores turnover we have, and predominantly it is an export turnover. Yeah, yes.
So I'll share the application with the required documents and the services that we offer. In case if you have any query, you can contact me on email or mobile number. I'll share all that. So concluding our today's session, I request Dr. M. Ramji as an adjunct professor for Andhra University, Visakhapatnam, and a big mentor for all the team members to kindly give vote of thanks, please. Please, sir.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, our special thanks to Mr. Prasant, DGFT, for joining us today and sharing so much information with our members. We convey our special thanks to really to Sri Brahmanandan Garu, who is the chairman and managing director of this Welcome Devi Grand Bay, for supporting ISCC and sponsoring today's program. I congratulate and thank Dr. Ram Kumar, Mr. M.V. Narayan Rao, Mr. Dorababu, Mr. Samuel, and Mr. S.N. Swami Garu for initiating and organizing today's session. Thanks to Mr. K. Ganesh, Sri S. Poornchandra Rao Garu, Srikant Garu, Vijay Sai Garu, and Chandrajit Nara Garu for coming all the way from Hyderabad and joining us today. And special thanks to Sri Mishra, branch manager ECGC, because most of us, our attention, he has taken all our attention. I hope everybody will accept. Thank you, Mr. Mishra. Last but not the least, big thank to all our members, guests, and invitees for making this session a great success. I request each one of you to contact Mr. Shika Sabarwal for any further information required. But it is my duty to extend our thanks to Mrs. Shika also. Thank you, Shika, for all the thing. And thank you one for all. And thank you all for this opportunity given to me. Thank you very much. All the best. Good night.